This morning, California's governor is imposing the state's first ever required limits on water use. The new rules target businesses and consumers in cities and town. They do not directly affect the farms that use most of California's water. The snowpack in the Sierra Nevada is at a record low levels this year because of the worst drought ever measured there. The state relies on snowmelt for 1/3 of its water. CBS News contributor Michio Kaku is with us. He is a physics professor at the City College of New York. Professor, good morning.
Morning.
So these are unprecedented. Do you think it's going to be enough?
This is huge. You know the song California Dreamin'? Well, the people of California are dreaming about one thing: rain. When is it going to rain? 25% mandatory across the board cuts. This is unprecedented. I was raised in California. I've never seen anything even close to this, with 98% of the state in a state of drought.
But they tried voluntary. They tried voluntary last year, and that didn't work.
That's right. Last January, the governor said, let's try to voluntarily restrict water by 20%.
Yeah.
It failed. Yeah. It went down 9%.
But
that's why mandatory cuts now are in place.
To re-ask Nora's question, is it enough?
It may not be enough because we have to understand why we are having this drought to begin with. There's an 800-pound gorilla in the living room. It is a high-pressure area sitting on California for 4 years, deflecting cold air from the Arctic and pushing it into New York City in the Northeast. We have excess snowfall in the Northeast in part because it should have fallen in California.
And why didn't it?
Because we don't know why this 800-pound gorilla sits there, but most meteorologists would say it's a natural cycle. It comes and goes over a period of years, maybe decades. But last month in Stanford University, some renegade meteorologists said, no, it's global warming. The combination of hot air and dry air is very unusual. And they were saying it's man-made activity that's driving this. This is controversial.
What about two other things, getting water from the Colorado River or desalination plants?
Well, desalination sounds great. You essentially push water through a filter and extract out the salt, and voila, you get fresh water. However, it's very energy intensive because you have to use oil to create the machines to drive the water through a filter. Yeah. And the Australians did that years ago. They had a 9-year drought in Australia. During that 9-year period of time, they built many desalination plants. And what happened? The drought ended. And as a consequence, they were left with all this excess capacity. Now, San Diego has a $1 billion plan in place. 7% of the water in San Diego will eventually come from desalination. So these are options on the table if the drought persists.
Can you address the drought, though, without serious restrictions on agriculture?
Eventually, it may come to that because the fault lines of the state of California may grow. We're talking about the northerners, where the water is located, versus the southerners, where the population is located. Right. And agribusiness consumes a tremendous amount of water, but it's people who want the water for hotels and lawns and to do their laundry and so on and so forth. Yeah, so the fault lines of the state of California could widen.
And the governors today even said do not flush the toilet after every flushing. So it's going to drastically affect the lifestyle.
The days of wine and roses could be over. The days of California easy living could be over.
We're done. Thank you, Professor Kaku. Good to see you.